The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
77 WABC.
Our friend and listener Liz Rios out in New Jersey, hard at work finding all these stories. So I guess this would be, there's so many different publications running the stuff from yesterday. The Hill, 5 takeaways from Trump's Madison Square Garden rally. The Hill, 5 takeaways. 1, Trump's closing message sounds familiar. 2, Trump brings out high-profile allies. 3, guest speakers stir controversy. And right in the middle of that reads Sid Rosenberg, a New York City radio host whose show Trump calls into periodically, blasted Democrats in derogatory and explicit terms. Quote, "She's some sick bastard, that Hillary Clinton. What a sick son of a bitch," he said of the former Secretary of State and 2016 Democratic nominee. The whole wow, they cursed. They put the curse word in here. The whole effing party, a bunch of degenerates. And then Newsweek magazine, moments ago, with the 7 most shocking remarks at Donald Trump's rally. And I think I'm number 3 here. And they also mentioned the Hillary Clinton part. So listen, the last thing you want to do is show up at an epic rally like that, Donald Trump, Madison Square Garden, and have nobody talk about you the next day. So every now and then you hear bad press is good press. Take it from a guy that can promise you bad press is not good press. I've had bad press that has cost me jobs and literally, not an exaggeration, multi-millions of dollars. It's not true. Not all bad press is good press. But today, in this respect, if it meant clobbering Hillary Clinton or Eric Adams or Cuomo, yes, this is good press for Sid Rosenberg and 77 WABC Radio. Now, one of the texts I got right away after I was done yesterday, yes, Noam texted me, Lewis texted me, was my man right here. And believe me, a ton of folks, at Madison Square Garden asked me, is Curtis coming? We love Curtis. Is Curtis coming? The host of the Rip and Read, noon to 1, every weekday afternoon, overnight weekends, and does a tremendous job at this time every weekday morning with me right here. The icon, the legend, Mr. Guardian Angel. And my choice for mayor in 2025, Curtis Sliwa.
Thank you, Sid. I was here doing color commentary and play-by-play from our studios here where you're sitting right now while Noam was down on the hardwood at Madison Square Garden critiquing everything. From, well, first off, let me just say, whoever organized the queue of speakers should be fired. Be fired. How the hell are you so far down the queue, you and Scott LeBado? You guys are Mr. New York, the relentless patriot. You guys were great. And then they put Dr. Phil on after Hulk Hogan. I thought for sure Hulk Hogan was going to introduce Donald Trump. What a daisy bummer. 17 minutes of Dr. Phil reading off of a laptop. He bored everyone. Then the guy from Cantor Fitzgerald, he gives $6 million. They let him talk on and on. Elon Musk gave the most money. He was brief, short, to the point, hopped around like a Mexican jumping bean, can I say that? And then introduced Madam First Lady Melania Trump. What the hell was wrong with this? There were people I didn't even recognize. And then this comedian, so-called comedian, the day before you saw me on the flatbed truck, the open truck, with the Reverend Ruben Diaz Sr. going through the South Bronx, getting Trump votes from the Latinos, which can be somewhat of a dangerous thing in the South Bronx. For everyone fist, yeah, Trump, Trump, there was the finger and the slashing of the throat. So it's a little precarious. And then you got this white boy, this dopey white boy they claim is an influencer. Yeah, he buys trolls on the Spotify, for thousands of dollars to make. I'm an influencer. And then calls Puerto Rico an island of garbage. All the work being done to get Puerto Ricans. And then you miss the other one. He says, I see my black friend there in the audience. We're going to carve up watermelons. Yeah. What the hell? First of all, who picked this guy?
Well, he's getting a lot of, just so you know, the Republican GOP lawmakers are giving him a hard time as well. It's not like he's getting a free pass from Republicans.
But who put the queue together? Who lined up the speakers? You should have been at least maybe 4 or 5 away from Melania and Donald Trump. To build up that momentum.
Yes. And look, thank you for saying that. Lebedo, too. And again, if you didn't know the order, it was literally this comedian who's getting all this abuse today, and a lot of it deserved. He was the first speaker, Scott Lebedo, who was great. And what a painting, huh? Donald Trump
6
holding
minutes,
up the
right?
Empire State Building.
6 minutes.
6
Dr.
minutes.
Phil took 17 minutes.
I know.
I would have thought he was paid by the DNC.
He bored me, too. But the crowd went nuts. But he was number 2, Lebedo, and I was number 3. And then you had a lot of folks. I mean, you have to understand, again, Donald Trump was supposed to speak at 5. He did not speak until 7 because there were so many folks that spoke yesterday.
We covered every minute of it. I did the color commentary, and the play-by-play was no letting on the hardwood. Now, your statement about Hillary Rodham Clinton was right on time. As she is roaming around in the forested areas of the whitest suburb in America now, Chappaquiddick. Oh, no, Chappaquiddick. Chappaqua.
Yeah, I think you added the place where Kennedy killed Mary Jo Kopechne.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The idolization of the Kennedys. By the way, RFK Jr., he would have shown some balls by saying, my grandfather, Joe Kennedy Sr., was the biggest Nazi sympathizer and the biggest Democrat ever. He had to be yanked as the ambassador to the United Kingdom right before World War II by FDR because he so loved Hitler. Those were the fascists. Those were the Nazis, not Sid Rosenberg. Not everybody there was in that crowd. And you brought up Hillary, who even her lawn jockeys are right there in the richest white suburb of America. Do you know what today's anniversary is? I don't know if you knew when you were speaking at the podium. Today, October 28th, is when Comey came out, FBI director, and announced an investigation into Hillary Clinton days before the election, investigating the emails on our colleague Anthony Weiner's laptop to see if they contain classified information. And remember, Hoover disappeared for days. And Hillary to this day says that was the move that cost her the election against Donald Trump. And she has been railing against Trump ever since. She's a sore loser.
That's all. She's butt sore. That's exactly right. Butt sore.
She has only herself to blame. She sends all of her classified documents to Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Not only that, but you may remember back in 2016, right before the election, Donald Trump was in Wisconsin. He was in Michigan. He went to every battleground state leading up to that election. Hillary Clinton went nowhere. Nowhere.
You know something?
She didn't work.
Fate smacked you right in the calf. And by the way, I'm not going to be massaging your calf muscle. But, you promised me one thing and one thing only.
What was that?
You said you were going to go to the President Trump and straighten him out on this Eric Adams crap.
I didn't get to him.
Well, you better. You're going out there. You're putting yourself on the line. You're going to be in Philadelphia next weekend.
Listen, I took Eric Adams to task. I called him a crappy mayor.
Not only Adams, de Blasio, Cuomo, Hochul, you were magnificent there. But all of a sudden, Trump, who was on a roll, He had the right tone. He was entertaining the crowd. Then all of a sudden he throws another lifeline to Adams.
Let me play it now so you can talk about it, because he did do it, and there was some people who were surprised.
You better straighten him out.
Let's play it. This is Donald Trump, cut number 15. He was very, very nice to Mayor Eric Adams.
And you know what? I want to thank Mayor Adams, because Mayor Adams has been treated pretty badly. You know, when he said that this whole thing with the migrants coming into New York, this is just not sustainable. You know, we can't do it. We're trying to run a city. We got 100,000 migrants coming. We can't do it. It just can't do it. It's not feasible. It's not good. He said it very nicely. I said, well, he's going to be indicted by these lunatics for saying that. A year later, he got indicted. I think they upgraded his seat in an airplane. I hear this is a very serious charge. They've upgraded my seat a lot, too. I used to fly commercial. I don't fly it so much anymore. But they'd see me back there and, sure, would you like an upgrade? I don't know. Maybe it's something else. But I have to tell you, he's been really great. And he said that they shouldn't be calling Trump a dictator because it's not true. That's nice. That was nice. Very nice. So we want to thank Mayor Adams. He's going through a hard time with these people. These are lunatics, by the way. They've weaponized the Justice Department.
So that was a bit much for you, right, Curtis? A bit much.
I wanted to projectile vomit.
I know. But he never said he was a good mayor.
No.
He's always complaining about New York City.
Let's get it straight on this migrant illegal alien situation. He said it would destroy us after he welcomed them in. I need to remind Trump, I can't get close to him because I've had a love-hate relationship with him, even though I'm trying to get people to vote for him in the most unlikely communities where you get a stupid comedian, so-called comedian, throwing gasoline on the fire for all the critics. But put that aside. Who called Abbott, the governor of Texas, a racist?
That would be Eric Adams. I think he also called Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, a racist.
Yes.
He called you a racist.
Yes.
He called Rudy Giuliani a racist.
Yes.
He called many cops racist.
And he's called Trump a racist in the past. You see, with Trump, you could call him Hitler and become his vice presidential candidate, right? So he's willing to forgive and forget. I will never forgive and forget what Adams has done to this city. He called Abbott a racist. Abbott has said over and over, Trump's friend. I never intended to send illegals to New York until this guy opened up his mouth and called me a racist. And I said, okay, I'm sending them. And then he said, I'll take care of them better than anybody else. And he did, and he bankrupted this city. And him, de Blasio, as you said, and Cuomo and Hochul have destroyed this state and destroyed this city. So I applaud you for that. But you got to straighten him out. Every time he speaks now, he adds another layer to this sympathy and empathy for this crook.
Well, he only says it when he's in New York. He's going to be in Georgia today. He's not going to mention Eric Adams.
I hope he doesn't. I mean, does he realize it's the Adams crime family?
Listen, here's what I'll tell you. He's going to win next Tuesday, okay? You're going to run for mayor next year, okay? And I promise you, and I'll get Bill White right back on the phone to attest to this.
What, is he going to massage your calf?
No, he ain't going to do anything. I'm going to get President Trump to endorse you in your run for mayor here in New York.
You know, Bill White was talking about getting conservative gays to vote for Trump. Why didn't he just invite you to a bathhouse, massage you in front of an audience of conservative gay guys to show you're not homophobic, that in fact you are a supporter of LGBTQ plus or whatever that
I love
means.
all of them. Give me every letter there. I love them all.
You were right, because there are two canaries in the coal mine who have said it looks like it's over for Harris. First, Fetterman from Pennsylvania says, oh my God, I've been out there in the field here in Pennsylvania. It's looking like a Trump sweep. And then the most unlikely of all, Shamu El Jefe, Chris Christie, who says he's no longer confident Vice President Harris will win the election. She had a bad 10 days. Notice how all of a sudden he's going to be trying his comeback. He figures, hey, if you can call Donald Trump Hitler in 2016 and be his vice president. I've said nasty things. Now I'll start saying positive things about him. That's where you and Trump, you have the same thing in common. Somebody could have called you the worst things in a minute, like Mark Levin, and now he's your best bud.
Oh, my God. We had 19 emojis back and forth yesterday, me and Mark Levin.
But now, speaking of emojis, let's talk about what you generally talk about, but you're so consumed with your I and me status on that stage, and rightfully, you stole the show. You got more headlines than anyone else. Let's talk about the three Aarons.
Three Aarons.
Aaron Boone, I'm watching him go out to the mound. I'm figuring he's going to have a conversation with Cole. Cole's doing great game one, man. You see the Dodgers. They're like, shiver me timber. How are we going to get to this guy? He yanks him. You know, his pitch count, it's stupid analytical. Oh, it's 88 pitches. He only gave up 4 hits. The Dodgers couldn't hit this guy. And it all works into the 10th inning, right? And all of a sudden, first and second Dodgers, Ohtani bets Freddie effing Freeman ready to come up. And who does he bring in with the busted elbow? Cortez, who hasn't pitched since September 18th. And you saw that dinger.
You knew it was coming.
Round tripper.
Yeah, you know it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you know it. All right, so Aaron Boone is in your course.
Persona non grata.
Manager of the Yankees, yes. Who's the next Aaron?
Oh, my God. Aaron Judge.
Oh, boy.
6 for 40. He can't deliver in the playoffs, and now the World Series. He's not Mr. October. When Admiral Yamamoto was on the mound, and he had been on the shelf almost all season, they paid him $325 million, the Dodgers. He throws that slider. Judge swung and missed, and you could see the look in Aaron Judge's eyes. He was defeated. And yet Admiral Yamamoto walked off and said, "This is for Pearl Harbor. Ohtani and Yamamoto are going to take you out." And then lastly, Mr. LSD, Mr. Timothy Leary. Oh, give Aaron Rodgers another chance, Joe Nolan. Against the New England Patriots, he couldn't bring it home. Drake made a quarterback busted up in the first half, and now they're tied with New England for the most losses. Are you going to still make excuses for Mr. LSD, Mr. Shrooms, Aaron Rodgers? He sucks. His career is over. These three Aarons had better start delivering, or you, Sid Rosenberg, are going to have to be calling them out. And stop praising everybody who was at the Trump rally, because some of them really were bombs and should never have been on that stage. Whoever organized that speaking cue, I want them fired. Do a Donald Trump apprentice. Fire that person. You and Scott LeBedo should have been up in the first 6 before Melania and the President Donald Trump spoke.
Some leg tonight for sure. Tell us how you do. Come on, Dave, give me a break. Hey, one break coming up. Change, nothing stays the same. Change, yeah, you hit the ground running. Change, nothing stays the same.
Eden Memorial Chapels understands Jewish funerals can take many forms. Some are Orthodox, while others are more conservative or of a Reformed nature. There's no one better. With services close to all New York and New Jersey cemeteries, Eden Memorial Chapels offer fair and balanced pricing and can provide easy transfer of you and your loved ones to Israel. While you're grieving, they're here to take care of all the details so that you deal with less bureaucracy and have more peace of mind. Go to EdenMemorial.com. That's EdenMemorial.com.